people who might actually be impaired in terms of auditive skills, they probably think that liaison can never be explicable for them to understand the circumstances. But I never met a single American soul who would actually pronounce it as a distinctive voice saying that I liked like this. They never actually said it. Most of them normally actually gain a certain idea based upon the contextual tests, because those could actually be indicative signs that could actually predict the directions where they might actually go. And I will actually show you how quickly I can actually make this transition. And I never actually hesitated in terms of actually saying the rats as the rodents, because there are so many different rodents technically, but what this article was talking about was more like rats. In a great surface in a land metropolitan area of Paris, there are so many rats. Not necessarily, the different type of hamsters or guinea pigs or other type of rodents. Probably unthinkable. So instead of just saying the rodents, that was what was supposed to be technically. But I never actually mentioned the species. But I actually instead, saying that lots of taming animals, including rats. So, hopefully you can actually understand it, but I'll show you how quickly I can actually make my prima facie judgment. Yeah, I really don't mind. Cableless electricity, cordless electricity, can that be possible? I don't really need to be relying on any of it. It's a total lie. I'm actually far better than average people who've been actually, making these performances. Take a glance at it. Eine ganz besondere praktische technologische Entwicklung ist auf dem Vormarsch. One heck of a practical technology development is on the way to make it a thriving business with a prosperity. Stromer ohne Kabel, electricity with no cable or cords, right? Over Fernsehgeräte, Computer oder Telefone, whether that would be in a TV, gadget or computer or telephone, doesn't matter. It doesn't really need to be connected to certain power charger, no. Bald schon wieder alltägliche Gebrauchsgegenstände ohne Schnur oder Stecker auskommen und unsere Wohnung von lästigen und schönen Kabelsalat befreite. Already, there are everyday, reliable electronic appliances in our life for daily usage, disconnected from any type of cables or cords or chargers that would be separated from it. And this type of product truly actually, liberates our houses from unwanted and a very seriously overconnected and ugly looking cable salad, which means, heck of a messy disconnection or entanglement coming from cords and chargers. Auf dieser Kabelsalate, das meinte eine unangenehme, miteinander verwundete Knöchel, wie Knöchel, dieser Kabel zum Steckdose zu verstecken. Literally, the chargers would never be entangled to create a messy cluster. Because in the first place, smart gadgets would remain cordless or cableless. They would never actually be connected to charger unless they would actually be recharged for purposes. This battery-powered object can be used freely with maximized mobility. That's what has been said in case you need additional explanation. Doch damit nicht genug. However, with that, it's not enough. Diese Innovation könnte auch die Entwicklung elektronischer Fahrzeuge stark beschleunigen. This type of innovation could indeed, accelerate the development of the electronic cars with a series of vehement reinforcement. Because you don't really need to actually, be safe with that. Because there is underlying emphasis put on the electronic car, automobility, disconnected from chargers with no battery power that wouldn't be limited, right? Denn dank kabellosem Strom könnten sich die Fahrzeuge beim Halter an der Rotorampel aufladen, ohne dass die aussteigen mussten. Wow, imagine that. Thanks to this cableless car, electricity, which it could truly charge your car when you are actually being stopped during the red light, or by the red light, your car should be suspended. Then in between, you could actually immediately charge up your car as if filling up the gas immediately without a driver leaving the car. There is no necessity or must-do obligation to leave the car by stepping out of the car to charge up the car vehicle. There is no need to. Imagine that. What would it be like? The cableless car. That means no connection would be needed to charge up and fill up the tank of your car, because this electricity can be transferred to your car during your immediate stop while you're actually, on the road with no progress because of red light. Then you don't really need to make your further move. Simply press a button and everything will be charged, as a battery would be fully empowered.
In ferner Zukunft könnten Autos, LKWs und Busse ihre Batterien sogar beim Befahren eigens ausgerüstete Straßen aufladen.
In the much remoter future, cars and lorries and buses could actually quickly charge up their own batteries without actually going through much difficult procedures, simply on the system while remaining behind the wheel. That type of immediate charger through the upgraded system enabled. That could be possible for charging up the future cars and the lorries and the trucks and the buses through its battery, which it could easily be loaded up and charged through a simple button techniques by the upgraded and advanced system on the road. Because the road itself provides a sufficient ground for them to actually, amplify the method and the usage of fuels. Wow.
Eine Frage bleibt jedoch offen.
One question still remains open, however.
Ist kabellose Strom womöglich gesundheitsschädlich?
Then, this electricity with no cords or cables, truly health-wise damning in any sense? Could that be really against our health condition if we ever actually charge something with no cable attached to it? It's really fascinating, because in the further future, much ahead of our time, much, later in the future, the cars and the lorries and the trucks and the buses on the road could immediately, while they're actually on their way, by simply staying on a certain spot of the road, can be loaded with a full battery by actually renewing the capacity of the battery and pumping the energy into their own battery. This type of charging road can be imaginable, because the roads itself, for specific designated points, are heavily equipped with the battery charging equipment to transfer electricity to the car's battery, or whatever that might be, to initiate this mobility with the empowered fuel transferred from road to different cars, trucks, buses, lorries. Doesn't matter.